The House of Moving Portraits. English Story Level 4. At the end of Maple Row stood an abandoned house with tall windows and ivy-covered walls. Everyone in town believed it was haunted, not because of strange noises, but because the portraits inside were said to move when no one was looking. Colin, a boy with a love for mysteries, decided to investigate. One windy afternoon, he slipped through the broken gate and entered the house. Dust floated in the air, and the wooden floor creaked under his steps. He walked into the long hallway where the portraits hung. At first the faces looked normal, solemn, still, and faded with age. But when Colin turned away, he heard a faint rustling, like fabric brushing against the frame. When he spun back, one of the portraits had changed. The woman who had been looking straight ahead was now glancing to the side, her eyes fixed on him. Colin's heart thumped, but curiosity kept him standing. Suddenly, the house grew cold. The portraits flickered, their painted expressions shifting into sadness, worry, and fear. Colin realized they weren't trying to scare him, they were trying to warn him. The floor beneath him trembled. A soft groan rose from the old wooden beams. Colin backed away, and a portrait of an elderly man raised a painted finger, pointing toward a door at the end of the hall. Colin ran toward it. The house shook harder, dust falling from the ceiling. He pushed the door open and found a small room with a large support beam cracked down the middle. The house was collapsing. He grabbed a fallen plank and pushed it under the cracked beam, trying to hold it in place. The portraits in the hallway grew brighter, their colors glowing as if encouraging him. With one last push, the beam steadied. The trembling stopped. Colin collapsed to the floor, exhausted but safe. When he looked back toward the hallway, the portraits had returned to their original poses. Colin left the house knowing the truth. The portraits weren't haunted, they were alive in their own way, protecting the home they once belonged to.